Today we're going to talk about the top 5 biggest mistakes that new woodworkers make. Stay tuned. How you doing? I'm Matt with 731woodworks.com. Today we're going to talk about all the mistakes to avoid as a new woodworker. Even if you're not a new woodworker, you can add value to this video by commenting below and let others know what your biggest mistake was when you first started woodworking. One of the first mistakes new woodworkers make, you think you got to have all the tools. Overspending on tools will hurt you in the short term because you're spending all of your proceeds and your profit from your builds on tools you don't need yet. So I started, as many of you know, with a couple of drills and a circular saw and was able to make some awesome projects. You don't need the latest and greatest tools to make woodworking projects. So get the basic tools you need. A lot of times you can buy those combo kits by Ryobi, DeWalt, Milwaukee, that kind of thing, and get most everything you're going to need for simple woodworking projects. As a beginner woodworker, you're going to be making beginner woodworking projects. Probably not going to jump straight into building some advanced stuff. So you don't need those advanced tools yet. So hold off on just going out and going gangbusters buying miter saws and table saws and drill presses, jointers and planers and all that stuff that you can eventually build up to and you'll eventually need if you're going to stay in woodworking, but you don't need those things up front. So I have a video all about what you need to get started woodworking. I'll drop a link in the description below. It's all about beginner woodworking tools. Basically, all you're going to need, some way to cut the wood, some way to put the wood together. That's really basically it if you just boil it down to the bare bone basic. If you have the money for a table saw, they are nice. They are awesome. I love my table saw. I use it all the time. But starting out, there's no way I could have dropped $600 on one and not been okay. I mean, that would have been taking food out of my family's mouth at that point. And so there was no way I was going to spend that kind of money on a tool that I could get around by using other tools until I was able to build up enough profits from the business to buy one. So overspending on tools, some good ideas to buy tools. Pawn shops, I heard a lot of people say they buy some tools at pawn shops. Look on the used market and see if you can find some used tools to save you a little bit of money starting out. It's a good way to do it. Second mistake I think a lot of new woodworkers make is you doubt yourself. Self-doubt kills your dreams, folks. You can't just constantly be so negative with yourself. Now, I'm not telling you to go out there and pick out the most advanced table you've ever seen with a bunch of ornate carvings and stuff like that. Of course not. Not starting out. I'm not going to pick something like that now. Be realistic with your projects, but don't doubt yourself. Have a little belief in yourself that you can actually do this stuff. It's made of wood. If it doesn't come out right, just burn it. I've taken on several projects that I wasn't exactly sure how it was going to turn out at the end. Some of them first-time builds for me as a commissioned project. I'm not saying you should do that, but I knew that I was going to be able to figure it out. And so by taking on those projects, I learned a whole bunch of skills. One, because it put myself in a position where I had to do it because my customer was depending on me to deliver the product. So now I know that I have to get it done. So it puts a little added pressure on me and makes me want to succeed in that area. So I want to make sure that I'm doing the right thing, so I do a lot of research, YouTube videos, that sort of thing, and then just start building the project. I have made several mistakes while I was building, and it cost me a little bit of money, but that's okay because I was able to learn something. I know that I can build that now, and it's in my portfolio of things that I'm able to offer customers. Remember, Miss 731 always says, if it's made of wood, it's not set in stone. If you mess up, invite the neighbors over. Y'all are having a marshmallow roast tonight. Stop doubting yourself that you can't do something because you haven't done it before. It's not an excuse. You're just telling yourself that so you don't have to get out there and do it. There's a ton of projects that I've built, like I said, that I had never done before. I'm not going to sit there and tell myself that I can't do it. I may have some doubts. I may have a few doubts saying, I don't know how this is going to work out, but I know that I can figure it out, and so can you. The problem is there's a lot of people out there that have a whole lot of don't want to. That's not you because you're watching this video trying to learn what not to do, what mistakes not to make. So you have some want to. You're trying to learn as much as you can and make as few mistakes as you possibly can when you're starting out, and that's awesome. I like folks that's got some want to. Lazy has always gotten on my nerves, always. Believe in yourself and get out there and build it. If you mess up, don't be too hard on yourself. I see my mistake. You're gonna see your mistakes. When you see those mistakes and you build that project, don't start telling your customers, well, this is where I made the mistake. That takes me into the number 3 mistake beginners make. You see all your mistakes. You know everywhere you made a mistake on every project you've ever made. You can walk up to it and point it out to this day. Doesn't matter if you've been building for a week or for 2 years. The problem is when you start pointing out your mistakes to your customers, they don't know where they're at. They don't see that tiny little gap. They don't see where the measurement was off here or there. Don't tell them the problems with your projects. If it's a glaring error and you know you've made a bad mistake, you probably need to start the project over or figure out a way to fix it. But those minor mistakes and those minor errors in there, the customer doesn't need to know those. That's character. They don't care about your little tiny mistakes. They don't care about that little gap. They don't care about it being off 1/4 of an inch here or there if it comes out like it's supposed to. What happens when you start showing the imperfections in your finish, the imperfections in your paint, the imperfections in the measurements or whatever it was that you messed up on, what you're doing is showing your customer all your mistakes and telling them you're not competent enough to order from again. I'm not telling you to be dishonest. I'm telling you that the tiny minor mistakes you see may not be that to another person. So don't just point out every single mistake you made when they come to pick up their order, or if you're delivering it, when you deliver it, don't just start showing everything where you think you did wrong. It's okay if a custom built piece of furniture is not exactly perfect. That's what makes it custom built. It's not supposed to be perfect. We are imperfect beings. We're not ever going to make perfect things. It just can't happen. Another mistake that beginner woodworkers make is either underpricing or overpricing their project. Now I have a pricing video and I have a video on every project I've made on what I priced it at. You can check those out. They'll be linked in the description below. Main thing you want to do is do a little bit of research. If your project materials cost $100, don't sell it for $125. You're not doing anybody any favors. You're hurting your business. You're hurting all the other woodworkers in your area. What happens is you're undercutting everybody. So you're selling this project that's for $125 where everybody else is selling it for $225. Yeah, you're getting some orders, but what's going to happen is you can't sustain that. So what do you think happens? You're working your tail off for $25 of profit when you're spending hours building these projects. Well, then now that you've got a few customers wanting this, you start getting a bunch of orders at that price, and you're working your rear end off trying to keep up with those orders at such a low price that you're not making any money, you're wasting your time. So you stop doing it. What you've done is you've hurt all the other woodworkers in your area. You guys are not competition, you guys are friends. We're all in this together. There's no reason to undercut everybody. I'm not telling you can't undersell them a little bit, $20 here or there. There's other ways of making that up. They can use higher quality materials, higher quality paints. They already have an established customer base. But if you're out there undercutting everybody's price on purpose, it's not going to last. You're not going to stick in the game very long, and you're not going to make any money doing it anyway. The name of the game, if you're in business to make money, you want to make a decent profit at a fair price. On the other end of that spectrum is if you're overpricing things. For instance, if this is all I have handy, white oak mallet I made a couple of years ago. If I try to sell this thing for $300, you know what's going to happen? I'm not going to sell it. Nobody's going to buy this wood hammer for $300. Mike could get $50 to $75 for it, maybe. If a woodworker needs one and don't want to make one themselves. If you build an end table out of spruce or pine and you try to sell it for $500, it's probably not going to happen. So just be mindful of the materials you're using, your skill level, and then what you're pricing it at. You want to find a good, happy medium on your pricing. I believe that my pricing video will help you with that. I'll drop a link in the description below to how to price your woodwork. I think another mistake we make as beginner woodworkers is trying to do it alone. I've had huge support from my wife. She's been absolutely amazing. She has helped me sand projects. She's helped paint projects. She has been absolutely amazing. I can't ever thank her enough for the amount of support and work she's put in to this business. You may not have that support, but you're not alone. You can follow me on Instagram at 731 Woodworks. The whole woodworking community on Instagram is there to support each other. I've gotten a lot of advice about Etsy, about selling, about pricing, about building projects, all from woodworkers on Instagram. We're there to help you. So be sure that you're connected in some type of woodworking community, whether that be Instagram or any other social media. It's a good tool to have on your side. Ecclesiastes 4:12 says, a person standing alone can be attacked and defeated, but two stand back to back and conquer. Three are even better, for a triple braided cord is not easily broken. Who's watching out for you? If you team up with somebody, or if you've got huge support in your life, if you're asking for help and advice, it's gonna make your business stronger. It's gonna help you starting out woodworking and make it a whole lot a smoother transition than some of us have taken on. Main thing is, as a beginner woodworker, you're going to make mistakes. We all do. Main thing is to stay safe. Make sure you adhere to the safety warnings of your tools. They will hurt you. They will hurt you bad. Always respect that tool. Doesn't matter if you're using circular saws, table saws, hand saws, drills. No matter what you're using, you be safe. Make sure you respect the fact that that tool can hurt you, and it can hurt you bad. If you make other mistakes that don't injure you, that's okay. That's how we learn. We learn from our mistakes. Most of us do anyway. I've learned a lot from my mistakes. And so as long as you're learning from those mistakes, you're going to make progress. And making progress is what you're after. You're trying to build a business, and you're trying to sustain a business in woodworking. If you're just starting out, make sure you take the advice of others, seek out the advice of others. Don't overprice your projects. Don't buy a bunch of tools you don't really need. Believe in yourself. That's going to be the main one. Don't point out your mistakes to your customers. They don't care. If you believe in yourself, you believe you can make a go at it, you'll take yourself a very, very long way. If you doubt yourself and you're constantly talking negative to yourself, that negative talk's going to get in there and it's going to get down in your soul. And then you ain't going to be able to do it because you already doubt yourself. You've already planted that seed that says you can't. I say you can. That's what I'm doing. I'm planting that seed that says you can do it. Get out there. Get off your tail. Quit doubting yourself. Go out there and make some sawdust. That's the only way you're going to get better is you start making sawdust. Stay in your house and you sit there and think about how many projects you can't build with the tools you got. Of course you can't build them because that's what you've told yourself. If you get out there and tell yourself you can do it, and you say, I can do it, I've only got a drill and the saw, I'm gonna go look up projects that only take a drill and the saw to make. And then I'm gonna sell those, and I'm gonna take the profits and buy a table saw. Or I'm gonna take those profits and buy a miter saw. I'm gonna take those profits and buy whatever you need next to build the projects you're wanting to build. That's how you build the business. Believe. You gotta believe in yourself. If you're a new woodworker, drop a comment below, let us know that you're new. You can go reach out to us on Instagram, and we'll be glad to look at your projects. Hey, if you're new here, I appreciate it if you hit that subscribe button, click that thumbs up button for me, share this on your social media, and I appreciate it. If you'd like to help support this channel, there's a join button if you're on desktop or PC. Right below this video, you can click that join button, join the channel memberships, or there's a link in the description below if you're on mobile. You get exclusive member-only discounts and perks if you join. Hey, thank you for watching. If you click that box right there, that takes you to the next set of videos I think you're gonna like. Click that box, you're getting that virtual fist bump. Also, if you click this box here, it's another one of my favorite videos. I appreciate the support. I appreciate you watching these next videos. If you click in those boxes and watching those next videos, that helps this channel more than anything else you can do. Click that box. We appreciate your support.